everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Ari and today we're gonna cover one of the biggest IPO. Now I know you guys already know that the IPO of Ant Group has been postponed until further notice, but regardless I still want to go and understand and give you all this amazing insight that I actually find out. So in the following video I'm going to be covering the different brands under the Ant Group entity. Also, I'm going to be reviewing and explaining how Alipay works. Now, for those who don't know, Alipay is the escrow payment solution that has been used in all Alibaba brands. So we're talking about AliExpress, we're talking about Alibaba, Taobao, many other e-commerce that are more tailored to the Chinese customer. And also I'm going to be reviewing toward the end also the stock price analysis and market cap and what should be the valuation for the next 5 years. Now if this is something that you are interested, so stay tuned. Now I'm also going to cover in the next video, I'm going to be covering Tencent, which operating the WeChat, which is the biggest competitor to Alipay or Ant Group product, and furthermore I'm going to be publishing in the next 2 weeks time. I'm going to be reviewing and the price analysis. So basically I'm reviewing Tencent and Ant Group and understanding which company with the best value for investment for the next 5 years. So if that also interests you, I highly recommend to subscribe and let's dig in. So the first brand that we're gonna cover is Alipay. So Alipay was founded in 2004 by Jack Ma and Alibaba Group. Now Alipay is a third-party mobile and an online payment platform. So basically they're acting like a middleman to receive and collect and send money. It's just like an escrow. That's what they're actually doing. And toward 2011 Ali Group did a spin-off of Ant, which then they named Ant Financial, and then was a new rebranding toward this year, if I'm not mistaken, to Ant Group. Now to give you some fun fact about Alipay is that they have user around the world. That is an insane number. Now if you look at the numbers, most of those numbers are coming from China. I'm not sure if you guys know, the population of the world is 7.8 billion users or people. Now this is a very good number. Now they have done an amazing job so far, and it does make me think of another brand that had similar path. I'll talk about it later. So the second brand under Ant Group, it's called Zayzeng. So I'm already apologizing, I do not speak Chinese, so I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, but in English it's called Maybank. So very simple. So Maybank was launched in 2015 and it's an online commercial bank, focuses on serving small, medium enterprises and farmers. Now the beauty of this Maybank is that they actually created a bank. It's the first of the kind where there's no physical branches. Now they're leveraging AI from the Ant Group to be able to better mitigate and better assess the risk whenever they're actually giving loan to businesses. Now they created this unique model called 310 or 310, where they're actually giving anyone can apply and finish the process within 3 minutes, get a response within 1 second, and with zero human intervention. That is a mind-blowing. Now try to remember, when was the last time you tried to take a loan for your business and how fast did you get a response? Or was it depending on your relationship? If it was good, great. If it was bad, have you ever felt you got prejudged based on whatever reason? So this is an amazing where you're actually only being judged by the face value of the company, the risk, and many other things. So this is amazing. So fun fact about China, so 90% of the businesses are small, medium enterprise in China, and they contribute 60% of the GDP. This is insane. They have a gold mine, this company. So this is mind blowing. Now, whenever you look at this data, is that Mindbank was able to offer to over 29 million small medium enterprise their services, and what's even more shocking that 80% of them never got any loan from the bank before. So this is music to my ears. I am loving every piece of this information. So now let's look at the other brand, Ant Fortune. So Ant Fortune is an Ant wealth management service that has under the belt asset under management, where they actually manage with their partners services such as fixed income, mutual fund, and equity product services. They have teamed up with 80 asset management firm where they're actually using and leveraging Ant Group artificial intelligence to able to provide their customer a more tailored service for their asset management product. Now, this is insane. I'm just trying to think about the commission percentage that Ant Fortune generate from all this asset under management business that are running through their platform. That is something for you guys to think about. So Yuebao is an online spare cash management platform that enables the user to transfer the remaining cash into their platform, which is put the money into a mutual fund that is managed by the platform or by the partner. Now, at some point, this was the biggest mutual fund in the world, and they're actually offering 7% interest. That is very impressive. Now, the platform enabled to anyone to use this mutual fund money they have there to pay for their expenses or to do anything they want with it. They're not bound by any means necessary. Now, this platform has given access to over 600 million user. No wonder why at some point this was considered to be the biggest mutual fund in the world. Bigger than Fidelity, bigger than JP Morgan. Now, they're no longer the biggest, but there is still plenty of space to grow and to regain that position again. So we're now talking about Wabi. So Wabi is an online credit card service company that is servicing mostly e-commerce consumer. So you can probably find it on e-commerce platforms such as Taobao or Tmall, which are Chinese e-commerce. Now, the beauty of this service is that it enables consumer on this website to buy today or this month and literally pay next month with zero interest. Now, they also have added this other cool feature which enable users to split their purchase cost in installment, for example, to split the cost for 3 months, 6 months, even 12 months. Now, the way they make money is if you're not able to pay within the zero free period interest, you'll be looking at the daily interest of 0.05%. Now, this is a very additional service which help the whole ecosystem of online shopping, Alibaba Group, and also Ant Group. So this is very interesting. Now, Xianghubao is an online mutual aid platform within the Alipay ecosystem. It's literally helped over 50 million people so far in China to be able to protect themselves from over 100 critical illness. Now, it's not here to replace the traditional health insurance, but it's actually here to complement on the illness that the traditional health insurance company are not willing or not capable of insurance. Now, for a Chinese person, this can be a really significant amount of money. Now, if you are approved and everything is finalized, you can actually get up to 300,000 RMB, which is $45,000 to cover all your related expenses due to this 100 critical illness. That is a very interesting product that is actually here to help people when things can go wrong. So those were all the brand and entities that you guys should know when it comes to Ant Group. Now I'm gonna review how Alipay works. We're gonna review exactly how Alipay works. So Alipay work on mobile. So you select Alipay, you review the transaction, you enter a PIN, and then the payment is complete. How Alipay work on desktop. So you basically select the QR code, automatically scan the QR, enter PIN, and then complete the payment. So on point of sale, you choose a scan to pay, use this QR code, confirm payment, and the payment is complete. Now Alipay accepts many different currency, you have different channels, so you have e-commerce and you have point of sale, and then you have multiple currency from euro, pound, Canadian dollars, Australian dollars, many more. And also you can settle the payment within 2 days. So processing fee is 0.12 cents and 3% of payment method fee. Let's talk about prices and market cap. Now Ant Group hasn't yet been listed, so for that reason I'm not able to give you a price estimation for the next 5 years. But what I can do is I can actually give an estimation based on my own analysis. Yet again, I want to remind you guys that I'm not a financial advisor. Please use this information as for educational purposes only. So what I was able to do is I've done a lot of research and I came up with a number. So I'm going to explain to you the logic behind why I think that this should be the market cap of Ant Group for the next 5 years. So let's begin. So we're going to start with reviewing PayPal and eBay. Now for those who remember, PayPal and eBay used to be one entity until 2002 when there was a split and PayPal went public. Now at the time when PayPal went public, the market cap was just below $1 billion. Now as you can see today, since then it went up by over 200 times. Now we're not in 2002, we're in 2020. So we're going to be actually looking at different parameters. So we're going to look at today the market cap between PayPal and eBay. So the market cap difference between both entities that are listed in the stock exchange are 6.8. And yet again, we're looking at the past 5 years performance. So PayPal had a times 4 or 400% gain in the past 5 years. So I tried to evaluate the market cap of Ant Group for the next 5 years by actually looking at Apple and analyzing Apple Pay. Apple Pay for the first quarter of 2020 or 2020 was able to generate over $12.7 billion. That is a ridiculous amount of money. Now this is the highest revenue that they ever made so far, and obviously there's potential for more. Now Apple market cap is over $2 trillion. Now whenever we're looking at Alibaba Group is almost reaching $1 trillion. So this is something obviously to consider. Furthermore, we also need to remember that Alibaba Group owns around a third of Ant Group, and Ant Group is valued around $300 billion. So this is just for you to keep this in mind. This revenue model might be outdated, but trust me guys, this might be the best chart that can actually visualize Ant Group revenue model. So Ant Group revenue model is heavily dependent on e-commerce, which is mostly used by Alibaba Group brand affiliate. So the more traffic there is on those websites, so if it's Alibaba, AliExpress, Tmall or Taobao, the more likely that Ant Group will generate revenue. So this is something for you to take into consideration. Furthermore, you should also take into account that obviously are heavily trying to work on online transfer or mobile transfer, which is the first shown in China, and they have been heavily investing for the past 3 years in Asia. This is something for you to take into account, which I definitely took that into account when I put a number in regard to what should be the market cap for Ant Group within the next 5 years. Ant Group as an entity has over 1.3 billion users worldwide. Now, most of them are based in China. So we're talking about over 600 million Chinese users, and the rest are coming from South Asia and also the rest of the world. Now, for the past few years, Ant Group has been heavily investing in other e-payment or e-commerce payment platform solution in Asia to eventually be able to integrate in Ant Group or in Alipay ecosystem. Now, for those who know, Asia represents 4.3 billion people. Now, with my estimation, within the next 5 years, Ant Group will have at least 70% of this market. We're looking at 3.1 billion users just in South Pacific Asia. So this is a very big number. That is something that you should take that into account. If you see where they're investing, you obviously understand that is their strategy. According to Fitch Ratings, over the last 3 years, China has experienced exponential growth when it comes to mutual fund. We're talking about a 70% growth year by year. When you compare it to the global mutual fund asset, we're only talking about 12%. This is insane. Now let's go back to the topic. Our topic is Ant Group. Under Ant Group we have Yuebao, which is an online spare cash management, which is at some point was the biggest mutual fund in the world. Now, if my estimation is correct, I believe that it can regain this position within the next 5 years, especially with the growth within the Asia Pacific countries. If you need to memorize anything, or if you want to justify my price valuation or my market cap, this will be the following 5 reasons. Reason number 1, Ant Group is a super app. Reason number 2, it has over 1.3 billion users across the ecosystem. Reason number 3, we're seeing an exponential growth in e-commerce, which is obviously related, some of it to COVID-19, but the more e-commerce we have, the more likely it's gonna benefit and increase the potential revenue for Ant Group. Reason number 4, an exponential growth in mutual fund in China. We're talking for the past 3 years, talking about a 70% growth over global expansion mutual fund, which is just 12%. That is very, very inspiring and might really become the biggest or the leading mutual fund in the world, which might be under the umbrella of one of the Ant Group. So reason number 5 is the adoption of e-payment, wallet and apps. This is my 5 reasons to justify a $2 trillion market cap for Ant Group. Now I'm going to review in the next video Tencent, so stay tuned.